Welcome, I'm Brian Brawdy. Summertime is upon us. What a great time of year. There's one thing though that we have to watch out for. I know from over 92 million miles away, the sun brings us light. It brings us warmth. It brings us food. It brings our bodies the ability to naturally produce its own vitamin D. But if you're like me and a million other people last year, it also brings skin cancer. Did you know that prior to your 18th birthday, one good sunburn and you could set yourself up for skin cancer later in life? In our video, we're going to go over all the acronyms: UVA, UVB, UVC, UPF, SPF. We're going to demystify all the things that you need to know so that this summer you can have a blast and not worry about the harmful effects of the sun. Now let's hop into some of the acronyms I was just discussing. When it comes to the ultraviolet rays from the sun, we've got three to be concerned about: UVA, UVB, and UVC. Now, when I think of UVA, I remember aging rays. Those are the rays that get deep down into your skin and can cause long-term damage. Now, UVB, those are the burning rays. Those are the rays that will hit pretty much on top of our skin. Those are the rays that keep you up at night if you've been out playing on the beach too long during the day. Now, UVC rays, we don't have to worry about them. Unless you live in a part of the world where the ozone is completely gone, and thankfully there's not a lot of that. The ozone, the Earth's atmosphere, helps to block UVC from being an issue in our lives. Now, when it comes to two other of the acronyms, you've heard of SPF, you've heard of UPF. SPF stands for sun protection factor. Those are the topicals that you use, the sunblocks, the sun lotions, if you will. Now remember, an SPF of 15 means that you simply can stay 15 times longer in the sun before you get a burn than if you were there without an SPF topical. So if you have an SPF 50, obviously you're able to stay out 50 times longer than it would take for your skin to burn without any protection. Remember, when you look for a suntan lotion, a sunblock, do as my dermatologist suggested. Pick one that has both a UVA, UVB, called a broadband spectrum. You want one that isn't going to wear off in the sweat, isn't going to wear off in the water. That said, I still apply mine every couple of hours, and I apply it a good 20 to 30 minutes before I go outside in the first place. Let that get in there, start working its magic before you even get outside. Now, I also want to mention, even on cloudy days, UVA, UVB can reach out and touch you. So you want to make sure, don't come up with an excuse, it's a cloudy day, I'm not going to have to worry about SPF. You absolutely have to worry about it, even on a cloudy day. Now, when it comes to ultraviolet protection factor, or UPF, that's the acronym that talks about our clothing. Now, UPF clothing is clothing that's designed to block those same harmful rays from the sun. You'll look on the tag of the clothing, it can be anywhere from a UPF all the way up to 50, which blocks about 98% of the sun's harmful UV rays. So whether you do it in a topical, an SPF, or you do ultraviolet protection factor, which is the rating for your clothing, either way, you know, paying attention to those two acronyms will absolutely help protect you from the harmful UV rays of the sun. Now, before we get away from apparel, I want to talk about both hats and sunglasses. Key to the hat, make sure that it has an ultraviolet protection factor itself of 50 or more, and that also it has a very wide brim. You want to block those sensitive parts of your body: back of your ears, top of your head, your forehead, your cheeks, back of your neck. But did you know that sand, that snow, that concrete, that water, they reflect the sun's harmful UV rays? So it's not just enough to have that wide brim hat on. You got to go ahead and lotion up. Don't forget the bald spot. Second piece of apparel I want to mention that you may forget about: sunglasses. Sunglasses are just as important. You want to talk about UVA, UVB protection in the lenses as well. And just because those lenses are dark doesn't mean that it's a UVA, UVB lens. You gotta check with either your optometrist or the store that you purchase your sunglasses from. Make sure that it covers UVA and UVB, because here's why. If it's a dark lens, the iris of your eye relaxes because it's dark. It'll start to open up. It can actually let in more of the sun's harmful UV rays. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some sun lotions. Now, in fairness, I picked the Bullfrog product line because my dermatologist did, and I figured, who knows better than a dermatologist, right? He picked Bullfrog. Now, I use the SPF 50, or called the Super Block. It's a UVA, UVB, a broad spectrum formula. It's waterproof and it's sweat-proof, and with their solar sphere technology, I can tell you it's been working great for me since I first started using it. When it comes to the tops of my ears, the bridge of my nose, even my lips, I use Bullfrog, the SPF 36, the Quick Stick, also UVA, UVB, waterproof protection for my lips. Now, when it comes to taking care of the little adventurers, check out Bullfrog and the Marathon Mist in the SPF 36 formula. This is 8 hours of UVA, UVB waterproof protection. It sprays on clear, and it's got a watermelon scent so that the little ones aren't complaining about the smell. So there you have it, some of the tips, some of the tricks, some of the techniques that you can use this summer to be able to get outside and finally enjoy the weather that's here. Go biking, go rollerblading, go jet skiing, go boating, go kayaking, go play with your friends. Just get outside, but when you do so in a sun-safe way. Until next time, I'm Brian Brawdy.